Greetings and welcome to my channel. This is Sorcerer Tal. You can also find me on Facebook in the Sorcerers Guild. Today on the Belly Fire exercise playlist, we are going to be focusing on the core with some yoga-like routines that I've been doing since as long as I can remember, and then building up into some energy work afterwards, and it's designed to smooth out your aura and help well define your astral form. Okay, so there are some yoga some yoga positions that are going to be involved in this, but we start out with something I don't have a name for. Like I said, I've been doing it for as long as I can remember. I've always referred to it as putting my knees in my eyeballs. If you guys have a good idea of what I could call this, you can put it in the comments. And you lift your legs simply just back and forth. But what we're really exercising here is the core muscles of the back. So we want to go ahead and lean as far back as we can. If you have trouble doing this, you don't have to go this far back. Really, you can be anywhere here. Start wherever you need to and work your way up. You know, don't break your neck trying to do this. Just bring them down and then stretch forward from your knee and your forehead. Kind of stretch this leg out. Just do those for a while. Pull far back, lean as far forward as you can. Keep your arms back like this so that you don't go rolling over. These are where you're keeping your balance. And then we're going to go forward. And that felt so good, I just want to go back up there one more time. We'll be back into these in just a second. But I just really like the way it feels. I couldn't resist going up one more time. Okay, so then from there, roll back to our feet. Let that momentum from that kind of fade. And then we'll be going into what is an actual, let's get back in the middle, what is an actual yoga position. Crow. If you can't do this, it's okay. It takes a while and some effort. The easiest way to stay in this position is to actually put your knees on your elbows and provide balance. And then we want to go ahead and put our legs up as far as we can. Have yourself near a wall, perhaps. Make sure there's nothing, so there's nothing around if you're trying this for the first time, because it's pretty easy to fall out of this position, and you will roll towards that way if you do fall. So just make sure there's nothing there. And then from that position, we'll get back into here. And then we're going to be doing like I said, back into this position, but we're only going to be here for a second, because we're really going to exercise those core muscles now. If you can't go back this far, just go back as far as you can, and then come back down as slow as you can, and all the way up. And then back. And back down as slow as you can. That's where the real exercise is coming in here with that, is when you are coming back down. So we go up, and the momentum, once you get used to it, the momentum will just carry you right up here. This is actually pretty easy once your body gets used to it. You just roll right into it. But then this, you want to do it as slow as you can. And then up. We're going to do that one more time. Back down. And like I said, that's mainly exercising these muscles here. So while we're in this position, we're already laying down. Let's do some actual sit-ups, so that we can, because that to do the front, the ab section here. Those muscles are important for lots of lifting and different things like that, and just for aesthetic purposes, right? Everybody always worries about their abs. And you have all these videos with the 8-minute crunches and stuff. Those are fine. But I find
I prefer to do an actual sit-up. Even if I do kind of bend at the knees, like unlike you're supposed to keep your legs straight. Like that. You can do as many of these as you can. I don't want to stay here for the whole video though. So I'm just going to do a few more. Because as I mentioned in the other video, I don't keep track, right? I'm sure you've noticed I'm not counting. You just do them, in my opinion, until you start to feel kind of sore or wore out, how far you want to push yourself. As long as you keep doing it to that same amount and pushing forward, you're going to make progress. Of course, I'm not a physical trainer, and the main reason we're in here is less for exercise and more for defining our form. But in order to do that, we need to get to know our body, because where the body goes, the aura follows. Healthy body leads to a healthy aura, as long as you, of course, keep the other parts of it healthy as well in the mind. So from here, we're going to go into another known yoga position, a downward dog, and then into, I believe it's called Cobra, and that one just feels so good on the back to me. And then we'll go back into downward dog, and then into Cobra again. Everybody knows these positions, I think. And again, you can do that as many times as you like. And then from there, we're going to go into the energy work. Okay. Normally in these videos, we would be summoning belly fire. In this video, we're not actually going to be doing that, because we are working on cohesion of our astral form and smoothing out our aura. Belly fire is not conducive to smoothing things. It is a powerful, brute force, destructive energy. It's not what we're going for here. What we want here is your Octarine color. If you're not sure what your Octarine color is, or what I mean by that, I do have a video on that as well. But what your Octarine color is the color of your energy, your power color. And we're going to go ahead and go through that process now of how you draw out that energy. Okay, so we're going to start. We don't really want to think of it as the heart chakra right now. We want to just think of it as the center. It's your center. And allow energy. Don't name the energy. Don't give it a color. Just allow it to come out. Allow the energy to come out from the center and out. Goes through the shoulders, biceps, forearms, into the hands. And now, I said you don't want to give it a color, but as you open your eyes, if you had them closed, you should have closed your eyes before that, but anyways, as you bring them together, allow yourself to look at this energy. If you don't see a color yet, that's okay. If you need to close your eyes again to really see it, but there will be a color that you will at some point see here. That's your Octarine. That's your power color. If you don't see it yet, that doesn't mean you can't continue with this part of the exercises. And if you were having trouble, if you're not in the physical condition to be able to do the knees and the eyeballs or the crow and sticking your feet up, if you weren't able to do that part, that's okay. You can still do this part. You just do the other exercises first without summoning the belly fire, because that's not the energy we want here. But what you can do is do some of the other exercises or whatever exercises you need to do to get your body to where you're breathing heavy and your pulse is going like I am right now. And then get that energy, just let it flow through. Okay? And now that we're all worked up, our energy and our aura's kind of, coming out. I want to say pulsating, but that's not quite the right word. Anyways, now that the energy of your body is active, and we've pulled that energy from the chest, get that Octarine energy, out here in the hands. We then begin smoothing the body. Start on the chest. We can start wherever you like, really. There's not a particular routine to this, but I'm going to start on the chest. And then what we're doing is just imagining that Octarine energy coming into contact with the aura and smoothing it out. And you want to look at your body while you're doing this. Make yourself familiar with it. You're not actually going to be touching yourself because you're smoothing the aura. But you want to smooth out the parts of your body and think about the parts of your body as you pass them, what they look like. Because we are defining our form. Okay? So we'll smooth them out, get a good look at it, know what it looks like at this moment, and do both legs, feet. Like I said, you want to be imagining those two energies contacting each other and smoothing out. I do have another video where I talked about this in relation to astral projection. I'll leave a link to that in the comments. Because this is very helpful. This is something that helps a lot in the astral projection process. Because once your form is smooth, it's easier to slip. Yeah, there's less friction between your higher self, the part that's actually leaving to go on the adventure, and the ka aura part of the body that is staying behind. Okay. Well, to some extent. I mean, a lot of that goes too, but either way, smoothing out helps. I don't need to get into the technicalities of how astral projection works in the middle of this. Perhaps another video. We just keep defining the self. Okay. So, we've got that worked out. And then we just end the video with a few more, with a bit of this. Creating the energy ball. This one's in your Octarine color. Like we summon, basically this is the same energy like that we summon for actually spellcraft, charging sigils, that type of stuff. The other video, that's what that's about. So I guess you could say we're using our magical energy rather than our belly fire energy. Once you know your Octarine color, that helps, but like I said, it takes a while to see it, I suppose. If you were having trouble visualizing it, I mean, it does take quite a while before you actually start seeing any glimmer of color between your hands here, if we're being realistic. You can close your eyes while you're doing this, and the color can because it's not your eyes that are seeing, yeah? Like I've talked about in previous videos about seeing with your eyes open, about how you're seeing with your aura, with your actual soul. That's where this color is coming in. You don't want to be looking at it with your eyes. It's the same as like with a glass hand. Okay, so once you know that Octarine color, that makes it easier to summon all of it when you're able to just imagine the color. But you'll get there eventually. And so once we've done this for a while, if you feel like it, you can do some glass hand. Maybe even have the spell chain on my wrist, which isn't coming off very easily. The beaded one, not the big, thick chain one like we talked about in the other video, but I have found that this actually really helps with the glass hand. Have that beads there. If you want to just do that for a while to end it off, and you can do that for as long as you like. Turn this into a meditation. But for our video, I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you once again for joining us. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please take the opportunity to do so now. And until next time, bright blessings and an interesting fate. This has been Sorcerer Tal.